My name is Jake Maulin and welcome to TriJake Truth. Today we're going to be talking about TriJake Fitness. My name is Jake. I'm the owner and operator of TriJake Fitness. And we have 6 core principal philosophies that we focus our fitness training around. It is traditional integrated training, and those 6 principles are split into 2 different columns. One is the goal nature, and the other side of it is the actual plan. It is action, breakthrough, and empowerment. And today we're going to be talking a lot about action. The other side of that is the actual planning of the fitness exercise, and that is balance, endurance, and power. Each part of our core commitment is conducive to whoever the plan is written for. So sit back, relax, let's talk a little bit about action. So I find that people oftentimes think about getting in shape. They have the best intention to join gyms and make that commitment, whether it be a New Year's Eve resolution or whether it be some sort of partnership commitment together. I'll go to the gym with you, or a group of gym rats that like to go and lift weights and do different types of activities. And they think about it a lot. And a friend of mine always reminds me, I never heard anyone say, I thought about it, I thought about it, I thought about it, and it got better. I find that it takes action. And, oftentimes when I am moving towards a goal, or oftentimes when I am trying to think of my next Everest to climb, or my next race to race, I find that thinking about it does me little good. It takes action. And whether you know exactly the direction you're heading in or not, that doesn't matter. You certainly need to put your left foot in front of your right foot and take that action. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How do you do it? Well, I find that when people come to me and come to my workshops and my seminars and my fitness studio, and they ask me, how do I get started? I tell them, well, you already have started, as you have crossed the threshold into a new beginning. Simply showing up and suiting up and taking that action is going to lead you to where it is that you want to ultimately be. As cliche as it sounds, this life is a journey, and I certainly enjoy taking people down this journey, especially when it comes to the terms of fitness and goal orientation. Real quick, what I'd like to talk about are the 2 other elements of the TriJake goal orientation method, and that is breakthrough and empowerment. So when somebody comes to me or my studio and asks my advice about accomplishing things, oftentimes they have a goal already in mind, and sometimes they don't. And that's the best. I love when people don't know what they want to do. I love when people don't have any expectations, because then they are allowed to become anybody that they want to become. And so we will usually start small with some daily tasks, things of that nature. In future shows, we'll take you through several different types of workouts that you can do at home, in the gym, in a personal training studio, and all those different arenas. But for the sake of this conversation, I just want to talk briefly about a day-to-day oriented task. So we're talking about action, and we're talking about showing up and making that commitment. And when you show up and make that commitment, you will ultimately determine a goal. Whether that goal be to complete a certain amount of push-ups, whether that goal be to lift a certain amount of weight on a back squat, or a bench press, or do an agility drill to a certain time limit. You're going to develop a goal that you can accomplish in that time. When you accomplish that goal, and it is not an if, it is a when. When you accomplish this goal, you will have this stage in your goal orientation called breakthrough, or I call it breakthrough. And with breakthrough comes empowerment. And this is where I really sort of leave the fitness industry and move into a higher level. And that higher level is empowerment and esteem building. A friend of mine often reminds me that if I want to build esteem, I must practice esteemable acts. And fitness and the fitness world is a wonderful arena to give you hard, tangible goals to accomplish. I remember when I was working in a corporate environment, and we would have a roundtable conversation coming up. Before I would go in and sit around in this table, I oftentimes would go for a run, a 3 or a 4 or a 5 mile run. And then I would come back from the run and I would clean up and I would go to the meeting, and I would feel wonderful because I had already known that I had accomplished something worthwhile, something esteemable. And so that is the breakthrough in the empowerment stage. And that cycles over and over and over again. So, as we have already covered, it starts with action. And as I've already said, you cannot think yourself out of a bad problem. You know, there is no chapter in life entitled Into Thinking or Into Feeling. And thank goodness for that. You know, because if it wasn't, we would have no gyms, we would have no personal trainers, we would have no life coaches, and we would just be sitting around thinking our way out of our problems, and it's a very dull and lonely existence. But that's simply not the case, and that's a wonderful thing that this world really can build on. So simply by showing up and taking the right action is the first step in your journey, as it were. So I'm often reminded by another friend of mine who states this to me, and that is that you cannot think yourself into right action. You must act yourself into right thinking. And what that says to me is, as long as I am taking the steps in the right direction, it doesn't matter much what my intentions are. It matters where I am, who I'm with, and what I am doing. Actions do in fact speak louder than words, and if you're really trying to get results that you can see, feel, experience breakthrough, and have a new sense of empowerment, then this is a program for you. And that's what we're going to talk about on the show. We're going to talk a lot about practicing these esteemable acts, and we're going to cover great topics all the way from marathon running to Olympic powerlifting, and we're going to talk about how you can do a lot of this stuff not only in your own home, but also you can take it with you wherever you go on the road. You can take it with you if you have a gym membership somewhere. This is universal stuff. It fits for everyone. It works for everyone every time, and I'm really excited about it, and I think you should be really excited about it too. So get ready to take some action with TriJake. My name's Jake Maulin. Stay tuned.